And what is up, everybody? Jeremy here, excited to bring you another shipbuilding technique video. Today we're giving you another video on fractional glitches or merges, whatever you want to call it, exploits, offset merges, whatever you want to call it. Here's another video because we're always learning something new every day on this. This is brand new stuff. And I want to give a mad shout out to once Rick Hammer for introducing this concept to me. I was able to take it, run away, develop some concepts, and yeah, now I want to give a shout out to Sadir, who gave me some ideas on how to get exact positioning, and then that inspired some additional ideas that helped me create some additional concepts to establish some like key exact points and fractional steps in the x-axis and y-axis. And yes, I have to admit, I keep on interchanging what the y, x, and z axis are going to be, so I'm going to set a standard there too. But yes, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as everything does help out. Quick rundown, we're going through the x-axis, which is, if you're looking at the screen, horizontal, left to right. I'm going to show you some concepts here to show you how to set up a template so you can get an exact 50% or half step at a time, or a quarter step, 1/8 step, whatever it is, and be consistent about it. I'm going to show you the same thing on the z-axis and show you some other ideas on the y-axis as well. So yes, we're going to start off with the x-axis. So this is how I was able to achieve exactly 50%. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you what issues I had before. So how do I know this is exactly 50%? Well, let me show you. I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate this guy and this guy, and let me tell you, once you get this set up, you can get an exact 50% step or half step in the x-axis, left to right, horizon, the horizon line every single time. I duplicate this. I know this is exactly 50% because when I try to select all three of these, I know there's two here, but I can only select one. So I know that spot is dead on 50%. It is in the correct spot in the z-axis and the x-axis to be exactly a half step. What does that mean? Well, we'll show you what it means in a little bit, but let me go through the concept of the fractional half steps, or creating new grids off of the primary grid. This is the general concept. All right, the general concept is going to be this. In order to set up any of these fractional grids or grids off the primary grid, you're basically using a module with a weapon mount. You need to use a weapon as a bridge, right? You're using this as a bridge to connect other modules that have another weapon mount. And I like to use the Vanguard Obliterator Auto Projector because it's small. I mean, you can use other weapons as well, right? And the other piece of this concept is using another module that has a, what's it called? Has a weapon mount. So yeah, you're basically bridging another module. Let me say, maybe this is your HAB section, your interior section, right? Then you have Nova weapon mount, the Vanguard Obliterator Auto Projector, and then you're going to move this in, flip glitch that one in. So yeah, this is going to use a lot of flip glitches, duplication glitches, variation glitches. There is a cool guide. I'm going to have that linked up above for you to view if you want to get acquainted to flip, variation, and duplication glitches before you go into this pretty crazy stuff right here. But yeah, once you move that in, you can see, or you not see, this is not connected yet. Let me get in there. Wait, where are you? Let me get you aligned. There it is. Oh, look at this side. There you go. So yeah, now this piece is connected, right? Now that means I can now take this whole section and then build off that piece. And yeah, you're not going to use interior pieces anymore. No more HABs. It's all going to be like engines, anything that doesn't have an interior, because like all interiors need to be connected. Well, I mean, if you want to use a HAB that doesn't just has a spacer, I guess you can. But let me see. I would use like the Nova counter. All right, boom. There we go. So that's the main concept. You're bridging pieces together. And for my example that I did for a lot of these, on the x-axis, the horizontal axis, let me bring this up a little bit. the example I did, and this is the hard part, is that you need to eyeball everything, right? So on the x-axis, everything is freely moved, so it's just hand coordination. And then if I wanted to get like, all right, I want this to be about the 50% mark, I need to have that weapon in there. I need to kind of make sure it's on the correct spot for the z-axis, which is you're eyeballing it. I'm hoping it is, and you flip it, and that's how you connect it in. And that's the 50% mark, and then I would start building off of this. Right? So that's how it would be. And in another example, what I did was I created, whoa. I didn't, whoa, what did I do? I guess I didn't select everything. There we go. Man, all these are so low. Let me move this back up. Alright, cool. So yeah, geez, I just didn't select everything. So yeah, I get that 50% mark, or try to get that halfway point, right? Eye it, there it is, and try to, wait, what's going on? There, so that's all connected. And the other example that I did, like I didn't want to have have them be exactly 50%. I wanted to have it offset. Maybe I wanted to have it 2/3. But I just really went up high on the grid. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on, let me get back to 0. All right, there we're at 0. So what I did was I had to eyeball this position. It's kind of guessing, right? So I had this here, right? Glitch that one in, and you can see it's not in the correct z-axis. So all right, well, go with it. Go with it. And then I put one on the other side, and I think I need to cover this one up first. Yeah, I had to cover that one up first. All right, now we're good to go. And I had to eyeball this. So that's the difficult part about this glitch. See, the z-axis is way off. But I mean, that's the hard part about doing this. Like, all right, I need to figure out how to get exact and move things in. And now I set up 2 grids. I created this space in the middle, but you can see it's like, oh yeah, you're way off. You're way off. And then you'd spend time just trying to eyeball and make sure it's set. But if you are able to create a setup right here, right? This is the setup. I'm going to call this one the perfect setup because I got this one right. And yes, you do have to initially eyeball everything first before you get there. But once you have the perfect setup, all right, if I take this piece here, and I'll show you more in a little bit as well, but now I know that I can get and establish the exact half step perfectly. So here you go. Vanguard. Where's my Vanguard? Jeez. All right, there you go. Nope. Yeah, that's it. So I can select this, using the duplication buddy glitch. You're using that as like your guide, your floating buddy, and you can move it over. All right. Now I know that is exactly 50%. And there's some other things you could do to get the exact positioning, to move it left and right to get that exact positioning and have equal treatment using a template, using like this concept right here. So let's start going through this piece. All right. So this is all x-axis stuff, and like these guys right here, these are the perfect pieces. Why are they so good? All right, these are so good because, why is the light weird? Does it get brighter? Oh. it's brighter underneath the grid. Oh, interesting. Look at that. See, it's darker, lighter, darker, lighter. What? I never noticed that before. Anyway, so yeah. Put these in a position that you can see it. Okay. How did I start this up? I'm going to use the Deimos Spine F. And the reason why I like the Deimos Spine F is because it has all these lines. It has all these lines here to help guide you where you want to line this up. Alignment is key because you're trying to eyeball the perfect alignment. So you want to use supporting pieces to help you get there. All right. The next part I like about this, and to achieve the 50, you will need to get this exactly in the middle. You need to get the correct Z-axis. You need to get the correct Y-axis or X-axis. So X-axis horizontal, Z-axis forward and back. Right? You need to get it exact here, and you're eyeballing this. So I'm using this to help me. So I see this line, it's guiding me. And the other part about this that's so important is that you can flip it. And the reason why it's so important to be able to flip it is this. If you try to drag it into the spot, wait, what's going on here? Are you connected? All right. If you try to just drag it to the spot and drop it, watch. Look at it closely. It shifted. You saw that? It shifted. But if you're able to flip the module first, flip it, cancel the movement by tapping either escape or tab, or you're tapping Y on the controller, you're flipping on the controller, and you're tapping B to cancel the movement, it stays in the exact position you left it. So that's a key part of the module that you're trying to use. And then what I would do is like, all right, let me set up some helpers. Let me set up some helpers. So I can say, all right, I know that the back of this is going to be the exact positioning of where I'm going to try to get the Z-axis. Get it aligned on the Z-axis. Then I just need to focus on getting the X-axis here. So another piece that might be helpful in trying to establish this is the Shroud Cap C, and flip it so that way you get this rounded edge going in. Because look, here you go. I'm going to put two of these out here. And this would help me on the Z and the X. So I want to get exact alignment in the middle. And what's great about the Shroud Cap C is that you have this line right here. It's like if you turn it in, it's like, oh, it shifts down. So all right. So I'm trying to figure out, all right, I want to get that perfect Z and X positioning so I can get the correct middle. So I think that looks good. There's a way to test this. All right, there is a way to test this. And let's see. Let me take a look at it from back here. So yeah, I wish you can look at this exactly from the top, but you're still kind of looking at it. No matter which way you look at it, you're kind of looking at an angle. So I think, I mean, from this part, it looks like the X-axis is off. But let's see. All right, let me delete this. Let me see. I was like, I wish you could look at it. I mean, I wish these marks are helpful too. These marks are not helping me. Like these little blue marks. I mean, it looks okay. Let's find out. So the way to test it is duplicate it. So this left side will always move to the right. And then you can look at it right here and say, all right, does this piece look flush? It doesn't look flush. It looks like it's off on the X-axis a little bit, maybe. But okay, so this is a lot of fine tuning. I think it took me like almost 30 minutes to get this one perfect. So just FYI, it could take a while. But the best way to test it is duplicate this guy, delete this one, select this, and select this. So you're using a duplication buddy glitch to help move things over. Duplicate it, and if you get perfect, you're not able to select both of them. Oh. Okay, maybe I got it. So if you got it perfect, you're only able to select one. If you missed it, how lucky am I? So if you missed it, right? If you missed it, you're able to select two, right? So it would look like, yeah. So it will look like this. I'm just gonna show this as an example. Like I missed it. I missed it. Right there. If you missed it, oops, like you're selecting that middle piece that you kind of duplicated. If you missed it, you're able to select both of them. Or maybe I'm like playing around myself. Yeah, you're able to select both of them. All right. So let me just undo this because I actually got it. I was like, I actually got it, which I'm surprised. So yeah, let's do this again. Let's do this again. Duplicate it. Delete that middle. Select the left one. Select the middle. Duplicate it again. And then let's see. If I double click this, you're able to get. Okay, maybe I did miss it. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. All right, so I didn't hit exactly 50%, so I'm not lucky. But so here you go. If you see this one I did achieve 50%, like the exact half step, and got the correct Z-axis and X-axis. If I duplicate it, if I double click this, I'm able to get both of them. So that's how you know. I'm not able to select both of them here, right? And able to do this. So that's how you get exact 50%. So this was off, but yeah, you're just fine-tuning. You're continually fine-tuning. You're playing around. It's like, was it the X-axis? Was it the Z-axis? Where did I miss it? Right? Where did I miss it? So you can take a closer look here. It looks like I missed it on the X-axis or the Z-axis. So yeah, see, it's sticking out just a little bit. Like barely sticking out. But yeah. So if I look at this carefully, it's like, see if it's flush. I know it's not. Yeah, you can kind of see that this piece is sticking back a little bit. Can you see it? Or sticking, it's either sticking front or back. Okay, it's sticking to the front. See that? You can tell right here, the alignment is not exactly correct. So yeah, you're just fine-tuning along the way. And the key part in doing this, all right, the key part in doing this is being able to flip it, because you can maintain the same position. If you're just trying to drag it and drop it, it's going to shift. So you want that key part right there. So let me see. Is this better? No, it's still off. You could see it right there. It's in these two little pieces. So yeah, that's what you're doing. All right, that's what you're doing. So I have this exact piece right here. I'm just going to copy it because I might I don't know. I might save this as is, create a ship using this as is, so I could keep it. But anyway, this is exactly at a half step. Now, this is the funny part. All right, if I duplicate the left, it moves exactly, right? If I duplicate the right, it's not. It goes down. So this is funny. I'm going to move this. I'm going to shift it underneath so you can see everything, so you can get full light on that. So this is what I did to kind of, if I really wanted to make sure I can move things from the right and move it in. I'm going to duplicate this and going to duplicate this one under. So I'm just trying to cover up the snapping points, all right? So if I bring this one in, it's going to try to snap to the top or snap to the bottom. I'm going to bring this equipment plate to just make sure it's not snapping anywhere else that I don't want it to. And then you can see that it is currently, like, I can move it across easily. I can move it across without having it snap. So if I want to move it across and get like about a quarter step right here, line it up, flip it, and then what I can do is duplicate this and duplicate it across. So now that's how I'm able to get exact 50%, and now I have a 1/4% right there too, or 1/4%, 1/4%, quarter step, half step and quarter. So I was able to get a 1/4 step and a half step in. Now, how does this apply to all this I was doing? Well, as I mentioned before, now we're able to get an exact half step in. So now I have this in, I can create an exact half step, and I can bring in my Nova Cowlings. Where is it? Structure. Nova Cowlings. Just to show you. Now I know. Wow. Really went up the grid. Now I know that this is exactly at 50%. Now, I will say, if you get it pretty close and it looks good, and you don't care about getting exactly 50%, hey, that's good enough, right? Totally up to you. I mean, this is like, as you saw in the previous, in the previous one I kind of set up, it's just it's like very tiny difference. But if you're looking at 50%, I'll give you a reason why you may want to get exactly at 50%, get the half step. All right, so now from here, I kind of set up this new grid. I can just kind of build off from there, right? You can build off from there. Of course, I'm using Demos Hab, so this will be clipping in there. But yeah, that's the whole idea. Oh, I forgot to put a weapon in. Hold on, let me put the weapon in and do this right. Vanguard. Oh, wait, was it out there already? No, it wasn't. Why? I like I'm just going through the menu. Vanguard, there you go. I'm going to duplicate one and leave it on the side. All right, so let's do the same thing again. Let's move it in exactly 50% in. Half step in, off the grid. Everything's connected, perfect. Move this in, flip it, boom. Everything's still connected, perfect. Flip that in. Oh. Oh, this guy's interfering. There you go. Everything's there. Nice. Let's get this guy, flip it, boom. This guy, flip it, boom. So yeah, now that you have this template, you can move anything across at a specific distance you want it to. So you kind of created like a guide, like floating buddy stack that helps you on the horizon, horizontal line. So there you go. Now let's play with, let's show you a different another concept, which I think is helpful too. So like the other example is I don't want it to be exactly in the middle. I want it to be offset a little bit. And as a possible idea, you may want to move this up a full step up, like the weapon a full step up. Of course, it's going to go there first. So in this process, you may want to move this, and then what I'm trying to do is block this spot right here, so that way this weapon won't choose this spot. So like here, I want to move it a half step up, or a full step up. And if I try to move it up, it's going to move to the side because that's the closest available snapping point to it. So I'm just going to duplicate that, cover up that spot, and now move to the side. Now I should be able to duplicate it up one full step, and then I could do everything down here that I needed to do, and I could bring it back down without any issues. Like, right? So do whatever I need to do down here, and bring it down. That depends on the size of the weapon. The Vanguard Obliterator Art Projector is pretty thin, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, just an idea in case you need to move things back down. Of course, you might have to worry about like other pieces, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Just a thought. So maybe you want to move it 2 steps up. I don't know. There's different thoughts in there, but yeah. And this is the idea. And what I'd probably do is also I'd put a just to help you out in the positioning. What I may want to do is also just add in a piece, like an equipment plate right underneath this. There. So I might want to put an equipment plate in, because like if all this horizon weapon mounts, if you have like a bunch of horizon weapon mounts in there, if you try to bring this down right away, it might want to like grab or snap to the horizon weapon mount. So here, I'm gonna just, did I mess this up already? Here, let me just show you as an example real quick. See, that doesn't like, here. Let me use the duplication buddy glitch. Move it over. All right. So let's say that I do want to move this back down later. If I try to do that, oh, okay, it did fine. It didn't fine, but in some cases it might not. So maybe you want to put an equipment plate underneath that. And by the way, if you want to attach, using a controller, if you want to attach something right away to it, right? If you want to attach something directly to, this is something that's not in any menu. Hold down both triggers, tap A, and then you could add an equipment plate or something to that right away. All right, so just FYI, that's another method for you. But Let me see. There you go. So let me see. Let's just continue on playing with these ideas. But yeah, let's go back to what I was trying to do. There's so many things to consider now. But yeah, so I have this in the middle. Right, I'm gonna put another one on the other side, cover it up, and then I have this piece. And I love using the Damon's hole. I'm gonna move all this down so you can see it in the light. Yeah, that's weird. I never noticed that. Like it gets dark in there. So I want to move this like 2/3 to left and right, and just have that glitch. So you know that this is on the correct z-axis. I want to move it exactly about 1/3 to the left or right. So what I'm going to do is duplicate the Deimos spine F. I'm going to use this line to help me line it up with this line on the Deimos hole. So I'm going to bring it in, and you have this beautiful line here as well to help you guide and hopefully get the same exact what is it, z-axis point, and line that up right there. Flip once, flip twice, cancel the movement, it stays in place. Now if I select the horizon weapon mount, shift click drag, select the Deimos hole, duplicate it duplicated aside. That is perfect. Actually, that's the wrong one. I want to select the one on the left. All right, now I can move it. Perfect. There you go. And then I want to move the one on the right, but before I do that, I want to cover up this snapping point right here, because once again, glitches like to move to the closest and available snapping point to it. Select this horizon weapon mount, select this Deimos hole. I deleted this one. So yeah, this can easily move back and forth with each other now. Did I select the wrong one? All right, I wanted this one. There it is. There you go. Now I can delete these guys. And then I can bring in my Vanguard Obliterator Auto Projector. Bring that in the middle. Double click and you see everything is connected. So yeah, it doesn't have to be, like these pieces do not exactly have to be right under the weapon. They just have to be close enough. So that's how I'm able to develop that space without any issues. And then with this guy, I'll just move it to the side because I like it. Now I've started up 2 brand new grids that I can play with. And to get that nice little space in the middle, if that's something you want to do. So there you go. I mean, I kind of use this concept in multiple builds, and there's one of them where I ran a spine. What's it called? The Hope Tech spine habs across. Since the spine doesn't use the full volume of the like a hab like the companionway, these guys do not clip into the spine. So it's a really interesting thing to do. And all these guys are connected. All right. Woo! So much now. There's so much. Now that you have this, let's talk about another concept. This is neat. This is really neat. Now that we have developed a perfect half step in the x-axis, we can bring out a Deimos Swing E, right? Put this one on the other side. Put a weapon on it. Let's copy this. It's already here. All right. Use our half step. Completely solid half step. This is gonna be neat, guys. I'm gonna tell you, this is probably one of the neatest things. And I just learned this. I just figured this out in the last 30 minutes. Half step this across. You now have a perfect half block. This is a perfect half block. All right, I'll show you. I'll show you. Duplicate this. Perfect half block. Now you can move this anywhere. Duplicate this again and again and again. Now you have a perfect half step if you want to kind of just change things around and like set up other grids at other points. All right? This is amazing. I didn't think about this at all. I mean, initially, and I don't know. It depends on what your thought is. Do I care about a half, like a complete perfect half step? It might not matter. It might say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna take this piece, develop something on the x-axis. There's a weapon in this one, I think, so I can't flip it. All right, so I might say, all right, I don't care. I just need a block. right? I just need to block, cover that up first because it might. So yeah, you might say, all right, this is the block that I want. Maybe it's something like this. You need a little bit of an opening, right? So maybe it's a block like that. Okay, maybe it's that. Maybe you want something thinner. Like you can use a what's it called? I think I showed this in another video, but like tail cap side B, and then I put my weapon there. I think there's a weapon in there. It's like duplicate this floating one. All right, bring that in. Duplicate. Use away. Maybe I just want like, all right, I just want a little spacer. And see, that's still set. I mean, sure, that weapon's sticking out. All right, I mean, we just a little bit of a spacer where it's just not, where the weapon's not sticking out. Let's see, right, maybe right here. Still good, right? So yeah, like fractional steps in the x-axis, making sure it's the horizon line, like looking at it horizontally. But yeah, we have been able to develop the perfect half block, right? We're able to develop the perfect half block there. And there's so many things you can do now. So yeah, we're able to set up. I mean, I haven't checked this one, but if this is a perfect quarter step, then if you set that up 4 times, then you get the, yeah. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Other things you can do. All right, now that we have this, you can say, all right, maybe I just want to use this set right here. There is a way to set this up, and you're kind of using the same concept here. All right, you want to just bring this in, boom, duplicate, bring in another wing, and this time it has a weapon attached to it. All right, there you go. And you just duplicate that down, duplication buddy glitch that down, and now you have, but you need a termination piece. Now you have this one set and connected. All 3 of these pieces, you have that one spot in the middle connected. That you need a termination piece right here, so it could be, what? It could be a Nova Thruster, it could be a Horizon Weapon Mount, but if you want it even, then you probably want something on the other side as well. I mean, I'd probably go with Horizon Weapon Mount, or you can just build off of it, right? But there you go. You have something like a set right here where you have something exactly in the half step in the middle. But yeah, whew, so many x-axis ideas, and then building on this concept once again, you can basically bridge any 2 modules that have a weapon mount on it with a weapon, and you can double space. So ideas for that side can be endless, but if you want to start working on getting exact, I think this is the best, like getting exact half step. This is probably the best method to get there. Best method to get there. You definitely want something that you can flip. All right, and I think with all these lines that are on the stainless spine F, that will help guide you to reach that point. Yeah, like I said, if you drag, drop, notice how it might shift a little bit, but if you flip it, cancel the movement, it stays in the same spot. So that is key. Whew. X-axis. Wow. So much. I know I wanted to save this ship, but we're gonna continue with the video. I'll try to duplicate getting this exact half step another time and create a ship so I can just duplicate it. But yeah, there you go, everybody. Let's talk about the y-axis now. Right? Talk about the y-axis. Y-axis. Whew, how to get fit exactly 50%. So let me show you once again. There is a means to get a quarter, like what, 1/3 step. So this is the method to get 1/3 step. So this is on the grid. This is off the grid. But 1/3 step down. And what's cool about it, you can see all these this texture right here. To achieve this, just really quickly, what I did was take a Horizon Weapon Mount, or not a Horizon Weapon Mount. Take a Nova Wing, right? Going to use the duplication buddy to move it up 1 step up, and I want to cover this weapon point right here with a weapon, so that way it doesn't try to move into that spot. So duplicate it up once. Boom. All right. Add in an equipment plate. So yeah, once again, that's you just hit G for the controller, just again, in case you didn't catch the first part. To do it with a controller, hold both triggers down, LT and RT, hit A, and you can attach an equipment plate that way. All right. Unknown command. Not found, like someone figured that out. And then drop it back down with the equipment plate. Now I have the step where I can move this under, flip glitch it. Oh, there's a weapon attached to it. Flip glitch. And notice that this guy was, like this part was interfering. So, yeah, flip glitched it. Or try to flip glitch it. Wait, I grabbed something else. I grabbed that piece. Flip glitch it in. Notice how it moved up. It's just fine. Just use a duplication glitch. But where are you going? Or not use a duplication. Oh. Let me just get rid of this guy. Peace out. Wait, did I have something else in here? Wait, something interfere. Something maybe. Okay, move all that away. Duplication glitch. Fine. Well, that's embarrassing. Wait, what did I... Oh, I accidentally moved this. No wonder. Hold on. There you go. Put that back. Alright, then duplicate it down. Alright, there you go. So there. That's how you get a 1/3 drop. Another means is to block that snapping point, so then you can just straight up flip glitch it, and it's in there. So that's 1/3 step. Let's talk about the half step, because this is something that I mean, I've seen it before, but I said, why use a piece that you only have to, that you need to go to like Stroud Eklund to get, when I could just use a Horizon weapon mount and get close to 50% on the Y-axis. So we're talking about that in a little bit, but yeah, this is a unique piece right here, and it's a unique orientation where there's a hidden snapping point in the SA engines, all the type of engines, not just the 4330. It could be any of this type of model. All right, there's a half step snapping point in there. I don't know why. And the crazy part about this, it's only in this orientation where it has it. All right, so let me observe. If I have the opposite, oops. If I have the opposite side, it's not in there. There's a half point. And the interesting thing about this one, it's exactly a half step up. All right, this is the only piece on the Y-axis that can get you exactly at a half step up. So I would duplicate it. But okay, probably have a bunch of these out right down there. So even a different module. Let me see if I bring in like a it's here, Deimos Companionway. It finds that half step. It's so crazy. So, nah, that's so crazy to me. So this is how it works. Though, I mean, yeah, you can use. There's so many things you can do with that. All right, so maybe I'll use a duplication buddy glitch. Wait, something? Is there something in here? Oh, I have 4 out. So yeah, this is from a Stroud Eklund. You can't get this at the landing pad of shipbuilder. But yeah, so if I have this floating, it's going to move a half step up. So you can just move this a half step up. You kind of have a block. Maybe you want to use the Nova Bracer. Maybe you want to use, I mean, like I like using the Deimos hole now because it has it has a bunch of lines on there that help you get alignment. So maybe that's probably going to be a key piece when it comes to trying to find half steps or quarter steps or whatever alignment you want. All right. So if you have this here, you don't need these anymore because now you can just say, all right, now I have that there. I can just create a Horizon weapon mount or some kind of piece. Because once you have that established piece, now you can just get rid of all the other pieces, and now you can get rid of the middle, and now you know that you can, oh, okay, now I can do a half step up every single time, right? You can do a half step up. You have like these floating modules like, all right, half step, half step. So you can do that, and then you can start maybe attaches to the ship. I don't know, but that's the only downside of using the SA engines, is that they're isolated to a specific star yard, and I wish you were able to purchase it at the landing pad with Shipbuilder. So with that, the coolest things that I could probably say is like, all right, that means like if you want exactly 50%, if you want exactly a half step up or down, you're probably stacking things to be exactly 50% up or down. All right, so that's probably the key piece to it all. And let's see here. So I can keep on doing this. Right, you can just keep on doing that to your heart's content. That's well, to your heart's content and whatever. Yeah, so you can keep on building that up if you want to keep doing half steps. How do you connect all this? Right, so let's talk about this. So you know that two of them are already connected. So the only piece that you need to connect is this one right here. Right? That's the only one that you need to really connect. So the piece that you want to use is probably going to be the spine A. And then you move this up. I'm just going to delete one of these real quick. Move it half step up again. Get a equipment plate, put a weapon on it, and this now all of it's connected. All right. So yeah, you're still using a weapon to bridge between multiple pieces that have weapon mounts on it. So that way, you can get down there, or that it can connect to this piece on the half. So that's the beautiful part about making sure that you get an exact half step on the y-axis. You can create these additional stacks that allows you to create an even look, a nice even look of the stacks. Now, if you, I mean, yeah, like if that's not your aim to get an even stack, then like the thing that I started with and tried to play around with was just using a what's it called? A Horizon weapon mount. Using a Vanguard, like any weapon, and then what you can do here is select the weapon, select the hull, and now you get like a somewhat close 50% step. It's a little under, but in some cases that's fine. So I use this a lot. And how do you connect? So I showed one method to connect this. You can also connect it with this guy, with your Nova wings, right? You connect it. Oops, I think I probably need to use a variation. Keep it there. So yeah, that's one way to not connect it. Oh, the weapon disappeared. Oh yeah, I probably moved it. All right, there you go. So yeah. So that's another method. I mean, yeah, so I've seen multiple things. You can use Nova Wing. You can use, there's a ton of pieces that you can start bridging, like, pieces together in the y-axis to get these half steps. But yeah, my favorite right now is still the Nova Wing. But yeah, let's see here. Ideas for you. So, like, maybe, and maybe I could go the other way too. I want to drop this about a half step down. Boom, half step down. How do I attach it to the rest of the grid? So, simple. Equipment plate. Weapon. Duplicate this. Weapon. Nova Wing. Nova Wing. Nova Wing. There it is. Alright, bring that in. Flip it in, and now that grid piece is connected. Cool. What else can you do here? So another thing that I mentioned in the video is like, all right, maybe I want to return this piece back to a normal grid. So like maybe I'm bridging something across. Let me just follow that same method where, let me see if I can just duplicate this, bring it down. Perfect. Boom. So maybe I want to do something where I can get it back to the primary grid. You can do that. Another thing that you can do here is like, maybe I don't want this wing up top. I don't want to see it. And yeah, you could put like other modules on top to block it. Maybe I want to start from the bottom. So another piece that I like to do that I've done in another build was I put a porthole on the bottom, move this back up. I could just duplicate it. Delete that. Put in an equipment plate. Put in a weapon. I'll use the Vanguard Obliterator Objector again. And get back my Deimos wing, or Nova wing. Right? Nova wing. Flip that one in. Boom. Select, duplicate it down. Everything's connected. Yeah, righto. So maybe I wanted to hide it in the bottom. Who knows? So that is the y-axis. If you want to get a exact 50% or half step, you are using one of the SAE engines. Yes, you are. These guys, or a similar, yeah, or the SA engines, right? And yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do this one too. I mean, I've seen this concept where you had this, and then maybe you had this, right? And then you had this. Oh wait, did I not create enough? There, get it down. See, that looks cool. So I'm showing that. So that is getting exactly 50% and creating stacks to get that exact alignment. So I think that's the, if you want to, yeah, if you want to create this stack where everything is even across the y-axis, that's that. If you want to say, all right, I just want something that's close to half step, who knows? I mean, a lot of creative options here. Like maybe I want to do this. All right, I want to move this up like half steps. I'm gonna use this guy. I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna select all these guys, move it up exactly a half step. Like imagine that. That looks pretty cool. And then yeah, find your ways to connect it, which in this example, it was a weapon. So I can, what would I do? Probably do that. Probably do that, which means I need a weapon on both these. So I'm going to put a weapon down here. Sure, just an example. Boom. Bring this in, and then variation. No, I need to do both sides. You do both sides first. Wait, did I screw myself? No, I got it. I got it. So I'll put another weapon here. Bring that in. And then I could just take this, duplicate it back up. So delete that. It's like this. It's like this. So duplication buddy, glitch that up. Huh! Grab the weapons with me too. Double click, everything's connected. So yeah, those are some concepts for you. So more concepts on that. Let's check out the z-axis. So yeah, I think that's the main stuff. So the cool part about the y-axis is that you need to move in steps, right? It's not free-flowing, you're not guessing. So at least there's pieces in there to get you the exact snapping point every single time. Now the z-axis, I mean, and my examples in my builds, I use it as a free-flowing piece. There is a means to get you to the exact half-step point. I mean, I'll use the, the Deimos Spine F, just an example. Put a equipment plate on both of these, and then you could try to move in another Deimos Spine. I probably shouldn't have. Let me see if we can just do this. Yeah. Okay, well, I need to place it in the work area first. So this might be harder. Maybe so what I might do first is just flip this. Yeah, flip it so you have it like this, and then maybe that can help you see where the exact middle would be. And yeah, you're just eyeballing it once again. Take your time or not. Depends on how important for you in the build it is to get exactly a half step to the back, half step to the z-axis. So let me see, is my x-axis aligned? I don't know. Maybe right there. Looks pretty good. At least on the x-axis. Z-axis. Alright, it's a little bit off, but that's fine. I mean, we're just going example, and then of course you just duplicate this across. Boom. Now, how do you connect all these pieces? Alright, so once you establish that, the example that I was shown is with a spine C. So spine C. Demo spine C. Boom. And then get on the other side. Flip it. Boom. And then weapon. Bring that in. There you go. And that should be all connected. So now, that's about a half step. So you can build it off this way. Or maybe you could build it off this way. So, totally up to you. This is one that I haven't really played with before. The one where I was doing like a step into the x-axis or the z-axis was a little bit more. Was one using Nova Wing, putting a weapon on it, bringing a what's it called? Nova Cowling. Yeah, get it aligned. Alright, so that's aligned to that same y-axis, and I kind of... Alright, so I kind of need to cover this side up. So that's interfering. Then we get in a horizon weapon mount. Bring that in, flip it in, boom. Alright, so something like this, flip it. So yeah, this is off the x-axis a little bit, so that this is going to be full. Let me just duplicate it. Maybe I can't. Whatever. So this is full step. Move away interfering pieces. So yeah, so maybe that's a quarter step, and I mean you have room to play around. Like remember, you don't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be exact. So this is kind of like a little bit of an x-axis and z-axis. Let me see, is that close enough? It's not close enough. There. So something like that. Where is that? That's maybe 2/3, no, 1/3. No, it's a little more than 1/3, maybe 3/8. 3/8 to the back. So totally up to you. There's a lot of things you can play with. Z-axis, but yeah, if you want to try to get that exact half step, there is a way. And maybe what I would do on this half step, right? Once it's connected, is that maybe I'd cover it up. Maybe I'd keep these two pieces. So I know that this measures out a half step or close to half step. I haven't played around to make sure it is at a half step, but maybe it's like something like this. Half step to the back. Maybe you're building on a Nova Cowling. There you go. Wait, can I do this? I don't know if I can. I think it's gonna... Yeah, I knew it. So it's finding this spot right here. Let's see, is there a way to block that? Touching this. What can I use? Hey, there's a better way. Here. Let's do this first. Oops. And then we're gonna Nova Wing it. Then bring us in. There. So you can kind of do something like that. So yeah, you know, I'm gonna let your imagination go on the z-axis. So I haven't tried playing around with the z-axis exactly in half because like I usually did something that kind of moves on the x and z, but I'll try something out sometime. But whew, that was intense, everybody. That was a lot. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I think is that all I wanted to say? We talked X, Y, Z. We got exactly 50% or half step on the y-axis. We got exactly 50% half step on the exact half step on the x-axis. I think the x-axis is probably going to be the crazy one, but yeah, it is possible to get an exact 50% on the x-axis, and then use these pieces, or no, it's not this one anymore. Use those pieces as a guide to move any other module into the place where you want it to be. Woo! Thank you for watching, everybody. If any questions, please let me know. But of course, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is another take on the Fractional glitching, fractional merging, offset merging. You're essentially creating brand new grids in your build and figuring out a way how to connect it back to your primary grid. Oh, man, that is a lot. Have yourselves an amazing day, guys. We'll see you all next time. Peace out. And thank you so much for all of the support. As always, without you, just wouldn't be doing what we're doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. See you again real soon, guys. Peace.